So the beach map has been out for quite a while now, so I decided to make a video showcasing everything there is to know about the beach map. I probably should have done this sooner, so my bad. But anyways, let's get started. Fun fact, beach map is 1 out of 3 maps in the game that have ropes and ziplines. Now, if you don't know how to use ropes and ziplines, and you haven't watched my tutorial on ropes and ziplines, you should probably watch that before you watch this. But here I'm just going to be going over the basics of ropes and ziplines. So if you already know how to do this stuff, then you could skip to right about here. So with ropes, you want to start off by holding your grip button before you touch the rope. So your grip button is this finger here, the bottom button on your controller. That's what your grip button is. And you just want to hold that button down and then just touch the rope. And then you'll climb onto the rope. And then if you move with your alternating hands, like you reach up and grab, then you can climb up the rope. The same thing applies with zip lines. So if you hold your grip button and you just touch the zip line, you just go onto the zip line, and then all you have to do to get off is just to let go, and then you'll just fall right off. You can also walk on the zip lines like this, and doing that is just really simple. You just hold your button down, then you jump up and grab onto it again. This thing to note here is whenever you jump up, you want to hold your grip button down before you go back onto the zip line. So make sure you're always holding it down before you touch, because if you try to press it while you touch, you may not always go on it. Those are the basics of the ropes and zip lines. There's also this really weird thing that you can do, and I'll demonstrate it. Basically just looks like this, and then you go flying. It's pretty fun. I'll show you guys how to do that later, but for now, let's dive into the water physics. Swimming is one of the most unique ways to move around in Gorilla Tag, and if you really think about it, it's just like swimming regularly in real life. So when you're in the water, what I normally do is I take my arms together, and then I move them out like this. And both my arms do that, and they go all the way back. And I usually extend them out all the way. It's faster and gives you better leverage in the water. And a lot of people, when they first try to swim, they might have the urge to go really fast. When you go really fast in the water, it's not as fast as going slower. What I mean by that is slower movements will help you out a lot. When you move slower, like this, and have longer strokes, it'll help you a lot better than when you have short strokes and moving really fast. You might also notice that there's flowing water. Just like you'd expect, this water does flow. And if you go inside of the water, as you can see, the water moves you around. If you go to the surface, you're not moving around. There's physics and water slides and stuff, and maybe you could use this to your advantage. Also, there's water polo now, so that's really cool. The way this works, you can't really hold it, but you can hit it around and stuff. You can hit the ball up, but it's not really as good. It's kind of like water polo, but not really that much, because you can't really catch the ball and throw it and stuff like that. Also, you may notice that when you score, it shows up on the leaderboard. So Team Orange has 1 point, and Team Blue has 0. Now, there's this thing that you used to be able to do when it first released, but you kind of can't do it anymore. Basically, you were able to move your arms like this and then turn really fast, and then go flying up, but you can't do that anymore. Fun fact, these materials are actually made out of the same material as the floor in clouds, meaning if you bounce on it, you go really high. And I guess you could use this to do some jukes. I don't know, maybe something like this. Oh yeah, you also used to be able to climb to the top of the waterfall, but there's a wind barrier up there now, so if you try, yeah, you can't really get up there anymore. There's 2 more things I want to talk about, and they have to do with certain ropes in the map. The first one with this rope specifically. This rope is interesting because it's really long and it's really high up. It's not touching the water, so when you swing on it, the bottom of it goes really far out. And a lot of really long ropes don't have this property. There's a really cool route that I like to do, and it makes use of those properties, and I'll show it to you right now. So there's the waterfall. You want to go to this zip line right here. That leads all the way to that rope, and I'll show you what you do. So go on here, bounce a bit, and then you let go and grab onto the rope, and then you grab onto the other end, and you go flying. It's pretty fun. So that was a little fast. I'll show it to you again. So when you grab onto this rope, the bottom of it goes flying all the way up there. You might want to play around with this, but usually what I do is when the rope swings about 45 degrees, that's when I jump forward and grab onto the other end of the rope. But yeah, it's pretty fun and easy to do with enough practice. The last thing I want to talk about is that weird little thing that I did earlier in the video. I'll do it again just so you guys can see. Now Now this might look hard to do at first, but it's really not that hard, and I'll show you guys how to do it right now. So this makes use of your hitboxes. So as you know, your character only has 3 hitboxes. It's got your face, your left arm, and your right arm. So that means, you know, of course, your arm can go through stuff, just like this. And it's really weird, but, you know, your hand has a hitbox and nothing past that. And basically, you just want to put your hands like this, and you want to make sure that this one's like just barely under the edge. In real life, you want to turn like this, and then this hand moves over here. So you want to put this hand, reach out to this hand, and you should still stay over here, and you won't actually go anywhere. But in the game, your controller is over here, but your hand is right here because there's a wall here blocking it. Your hand can't move anymore. And that's why you want to put your hand up here to the top. And so you want to move your hand over and then just move your hand up a little bit so it snaps and you go flying. Now that weird snapping motion actually makes you move really fast for a split second. So in the game, your velocity goes up drastically for a split second when you do that, and then, you know, you just fall into the water. I'll do that again. So just that. And as you can see, you literally just snap over to the side. So quick recap, you want to take your hands, put them on the sides here. And this hand is a little bit up, like right barely under the edge, so you can move it up and, you know, snap back. So you can see here, the snapping motion. And then in real life, you want to move this hand forward, so it's touching this hand right here. And you turn your whole body facing that way. And then you just want to move your hand up. And because the rope is here, you want to hold the grip button and do it. So when you do this, you hold the grip button and then you move your hand. When you snap, this hand will come flying forward and you'll go onto the rope. And because in that split second that you're going really, really fast, that velocity transfers to the rope and then it makes the rope go flying up. So I'll show you again. You want to hold this grip button. You want to try to be aligned with the rope. And then you put your hand up to the top here. Put your other hand to the bottom there. So it's down here. And then you move your hands together, extend them both out, and then just move your arm out. Now you might not get this on the first try. Sometimes it's really finicky, but eventually you'll get it and you'll go flying. So yeah, that was everything you needed to know about the beach map. If there's anything that I left out, please let me know. I know this was a bit of a shorter video, but there isn't really much to cover that you already don't know. And for a new player, I feel like that's just enough tips to help them get started. So if there's anything that I should have added, let me know in the comments. I love the feedback that I got on the last video. You guys are amazing and I love you. But yeah, so that's everything you need to know about the beach map. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time.